Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here today, and today we're going to be installing a light bar on the Jeep. So as you can see, we have a wiring harness here with working buttons. When I did my unboxing video, you'll remember the light switch on this harness was smashed, so they sent me a new one. So we have brand new harness there. These are also made by auxbeam. These are for the windshield, so I'll be able to mount it like so. So you can see I got a bunch of bug guts to clean off mine before I even do this, but it's gonna mount right here. And then of course we have some paint protectors which came with those to protect the paint of the Jeep. I might even reshoot these later on, put some rubber underguard over top of it or something. Just touch it up a little bit, maybe change the color, who knows. And then of course we have our auxbeam light bar, and of course for those pilot car guys, if they want to, they can always pull these out just by flexing them a little like that. I'm gonna pop mine back in, but pop that out. You can switch these to yellow if you'd like yellow better, up to you, or switch the inside ones. And I guess if you wanted to, you could put certain relays on there if you wanted them to like flicker, but I am going to be leaving mine all clear. And then after you do that, mounting hardware. So, first things first, to do this, you won't have to actually like hurt your Jeep is the best way to put it. Like, you're not gonna have to drill new holes in your brand new baby. We're just gonna be using existing mounts, and it takes basic wiring skills. Since they give you this really cool harness, the only thing you really have to get is maybe some spade terminals. So as you can see, you have some spades here. You might have to go to the store and buy some spades and spade these if you don't want to solder it right on, if you want to be able to remove the light bar very easily. Me, I'm not too worried about removing it, just because if I do need to work on the Jeep, I can always rest it on top. I might solder it on, I might spade it on. I'll see if I have some spades in my box, but other than that, let's get started. First things first is you can either give your Jeep a full bath or at least clean this whole pillar. Make sure there's no gunk here. You don't want to deal with any gunk on your sides. It scratches its paint. Yeah, I know it's a Jeep. After this, go in here, grab your T40, grab yourself, if you'd like, an extension and your ratchet. Remove all 6 of these bolts. After you get the 2 screws here and the 4 screws here undone, just take it right off. You can clean in here if you want to. If it's really dirty, it's up to you with a Jeep. We all know if there's a nick or cranny, it's gonna get dirty. Next thing you're gonna wanna do is pop your hood open and get it ready. What we're gonna do actually is we're gonna try and feed the wire in here. So I'm gonna find out which Torx this is, because we're probably gonna move this up just a tiny bit just so we can fish our wire up and through here, because this might be the best trough, or it might actually be right here. We'll see. We'll either fish it right through this area or through this area. I'll let you know. These are T27s. Took them out, and then I lifted the cover up a little bit and tucked the wire in there. You'll see I have lots of excess. I'm going to be trimming this. There's just so much. Putting on this, it's pretty easy. Just put the foam like so, and then you can see the big pieces like this. And then I put the foam right here. This bends away from the body, so you don't need to have it up that high. Again, it's completely up to you. And yeah, once you get the foam on here, it's should protect your paint. I ripped that wire out of there. I'm gonna think of a different option for this. I didn't like how it looked, and there wasn't enough room in this raceway anyway to get the wire up, so I'm gonna rethink how I'm gonna wire the bar up. I might even just use some thinner wire. I don't know yet. I will definitely let you guys know by the end of the video how I do it, but yeah, there's like no room. Like, I'm feeling this one groove. I guess you could put it in here and all the way out, but it'll be a super tight fit. Like, I mean, even with just this, it barely fits. So I will see, and I will let you know. But for right now, I've got both them on. I did this side. Again, I just started by putting first this one bolt in here, and then when I put this up, I line these 2 up. And then after that, you just have to hold it and then kind of put each bolt in. They fit tight. So, but once you screw them in, she isn't going anywhere. It's nice and strong. I will say that these are strong. I've just got to figure out how I'm going to wire them, and I'll be a little bit more happy, I guess. But right now, I've just got to see. So we've got these mounted up. We're all good to go here. Now we're going to put our light bar on. And once we get our light bar up and on here, the next thing to do is we're going to take off our hardtop with this mount. Now, if you have a certain mount where the wiring goes on the inside of the track, feel free to do that, but these mounts don't. And then I've seen some videos where the guys put stickies on the window, and I'm not doing that. There's no way I'm going to run it down with stickies and then into the cowl. So I'm going to take a look here. Some people I've heard are running it through here. If you take a look, you've got some blockers in here, and I hear what most people do is what they'll just put the wire in between the blocker, and it should seal up really nice. I mean, you've got two of them here. So first things first, let's take off the hard top. If you don't know how to do that, let's see if I can get my light back on so I can show you. So if you look at the roof here, you're just gonna pop this down and out of the way, pull this towards you. This handle turns all the way around. That handle turns all the way around. Handle turns all the way around. And right here, you will find right beside the light right there, turner. Just unturn it. Unscrew it here. It's just a hand screw. Do it on both sides. Again, flip that one there. Flip this down. This like so. That should be all done. That one's moved, that one's moved. Yeah, just unscrew these and you can lift them right off the top. So, if you have two people, like I do, hi Kevin, you can see that there is a screw right here, which you are going to just not pull all the way out, but loosen up. You go screw, lock, washer, washer. And then, on each side, you want to make sure that washer is on this side with the lock washer and then the screw. So you're going to drop it on and tighten it. Now you can buy security screws if you're worried about your light bar getting stolen. You just need to match them up. Again, security bolts are only going to slow them down. I know that I know a ton of people that own security tightening kits. So, I mean, they're easy enough for thieves to get a hold of. If they really want your light bar, they're going to get it. But take any precaution necessary, right? All right, so as you can see, the aux beam one is up. That looks pretty dope. But yeah, just so you can see again, goes screw, lock, washer, and washer. Now you're going to tighten it up to your specifications. So I would tighten it up pretty damn tight. And then my wire, which is right here, rather than do like I said along the window like the other company said to do, I'm going to actually squeeze this in just like so between this and then run it down through the A-pillar. We'll see. But that is the plan, is to run it through the A-pillar like many have mentioned. The other thing that people sometimes do is they will do this, run it down, and then run it down through the door slot. I don't want to do that. That's too much door stuff. So we'll see exactly what I end up doing. I might even be able to do something over here. Anyways, let me see what I do and I'll let you know. Alright, so if you're looking at the light bar, you can zap strap this here if you want, or whatever you want to do. I still want some mobility so I can move it, but I might put one zap strap or something right here. Maybe even pinch the wire. I don't know. I'll design something, but that'll go into the trough like so. You'll see between this rubber and this rubber. I'm not going to cross over this. I don't want to do that. So right here, it's going to seal right here, so when I put the hard top on, it's still going to be flat like so. And yeah, I might even pull up a little bit more slack. I think I'm going to put one zap strap or something right here. I'll get it going though. And then once you do that, we go inside, and here's your A-pillar. As you can see, there is no seal on this. So you just pull it down, you can tuck it in right there. And then this will go right up against the rubber right here. And all I did is peel it back, tuck in, peel it back, tuck in, peel this back, tuck it in all the way down to here, then in here, and then this is the part we want to get into. So like I said, with your finger, just stick it, literally, see how it's right there in the door seal, and you can just move this a little bit, and then you put in, like what I have, a plastic panel popper. You can use a flat blade, and you just slip it in there where your finger is, and you slowly work it around like so, and those will pop, and then this just moves out of the way. And as you can see, this just tucks right in here. And this is where you can do your solder joint for your bar, unless you're going to use spades, so you can still take it off. But yeah, now that my harness is in here, now I'm going to do the one under the hood. And then the fun part is going to be getting this to go from here to under the hood. Okay, so if I show you right here, there is a metal part right there. And if we leave the zap strap right there for a sec, I've cleared out the hole with a big long screwdriver, and the zap strap is right there. So I'm just going to tape it, pull it through, and I'll run the line right here, and then I'll bolt the relays right on that plate. So as you can see, this is now sitting right here, and I've put one zap strap, and it sits right there along the inside. That goes there. I'm going to probably fill in the gap over there, but yeah, that's what I did, is I just went through the firewall right here, and it just comes around and through in here. So now I'm just going to trim this loom, or trim all that extra off. It'll be nice for another project. 3 wires. So I'm going to cut that there and attach it right to the light bar in here. So that way, at least the only real big connection is going to be right here for the light bar. Now again, you can either spade terminal this, or you can solder it. I'm just going to solder it just because I'm not, if I do remove the light bar, if I was going to do something, I'd probably do it higher to the top. So, and I don't plan on removing it, and if I can make it a little harder for someone else to remove, that's always a benefit. So I've disconnected the button harness that comes with it, and I'll put that inside. I'm going to probably be doing an S-pod later on, so that's why I'm not spending a whole bunch on switches right now. So this is the switch connector. Now, if you have an automatic Jeep, there is the firewall. See that? See where my power wire for my sub's going through? I'm just gonna chuck the wire in through there, and if I go like this, maybe I can show you. There's the brake cylinder, and right beside the brake cylinder is where it's going through. So you see that little opening right there where the power wire is going through there? I've got that. I'm gonna just sink it through, but yeah, that's where it's gonna go. So if you're looking at your Jeep steering wheel, we go down, there's the speaker, keep going down, there's the power wire for my Jeep, but for you, that's where that big opening would be if you just cut a new spot right there. As you can see, the connector, I just fed it through, is coming out right here. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. I'll probably have all the excess on the inside, but the plan is pull this right here, and I wanna put it on here. I want to put it just below the steering wheel ridge, right about here, maybe even on it. We'll see when I finish it, but I want it so the switch is right here, so I can tuck it in and it'll look nice and clean, and then that way the buttons are just right here, not really in bonking direction. I could put it right here. I could even technically put it right there. Heck, you could put it up over here if you wanted to. I just don't want the bright lights in my eyes. So the other place you could put it is you could just wrap it right here and just have it right by your feet if you really wanted it there. So now that we've got this in here, our options are open. You can always tuck this in up here and pop it out up here. Very easy. You can actually touch your fingers. If you were to go like this and reach around there, you can see my finger right there. See him? Woo! So you can, it's very easy to get the wire right here. All right, there's my relays. I'm just gonna throw a couple self-tapping screws in right there, but I'll push them down a little bit. There's your fuses, just in case you ever pop a fuse. See, there you go. I just strapped it along there with the sub wire. If you're wondering how to take the cover off, you literally just lift up on it and it pops off on the front, and then it slips into this groove. So when you go to put it back on, make sure you get it back into the two little spaces that are on there. Trust me, you'll know if you have it right or not. So now that we've got that, you can see I have the two fuses easily accessible. My power wire I've tucked in right here. My ground wire is right here, and I'm going to bring that around through here and attach it to there. It's all nice and clean. Next thing to do is, now that we've buttoned this up, we're going to go and wire our switch in. So I just put my switch right here. I can click it. Before you stick your switch here, I would highly suggest you clean it with an alcohol-based solution so it evaporates quickly. Dry it, make sure it doesn't leave a residue, and then you can adhesive it. Again, you can put it down here, right there, but I really just didn't want to, my legs sometimes are there, or if I have, I don't know, maybe some thicker pants, I just didn't want it there, so I put it up here. The key's away from it, and it's kind of hidden away. So all I did is I tucked the pigtail into there, and after I tucked it in down there, I went down by my pedals and plugged it in here. Now I'm going to take the wire, and you'll see there's a big bundle that's right here. Not even a big bundle, but there's a thing right here. But my plan is to wrap it up and just zap strap it along a bundle down here, or just anyways, just out of the way. Just zap strap it, not too much, and then you have this pigtail if you ever have to remove it. But yeah, as you can see, after it's done, again, zap strapping, but just tucking in for right now, it'll be nice and clean, and then you have your switch right there. Let's go solder the light bar in so we can test it. Alright, so if you see, we have our red to red, yellow to white, and black to black. I've soldered and taped them, left myself a little bit of a loop here. I'm going to tuck it in, and just like that. Might even throw one zap strap in here, maybe through here, just to hold it so it doesn't rattle around, because if you're like me and you hate rattle, that'll drive you nuts. So let's do that, and then we're going to go quickly bolt on the terminals to the battery. So as you can see, engine cover's on. This has all been cleaned up. I'm still going to probably clean this up a tiny bit more. I might just tape that up a little bit right there. Then it comes down to right here. As for the ground, I weaved it in here, and then I just used a 10 mil box wrench and loosened it off. I didn't even loosen it off all the way. I just loosened it, put our C-clip in there, and then tightened it down. So now it just feeds in and around here. I'll probably tuck that in a little bit nicer, just like that. Boom, that's all I wanted. Just so it sits just inside the plastic there, so it's nice and guarded, and it keeps the negative terminal clean. And then if we get Kevin here, Kevin, hit the low beam switch. As you can see, that's just a guidance one. Lets people know that you're there, but it's not bright. Now, Kevin, blind me. Boom! That is awesome. Yeah, that's a bright light bar. You can aim it, as you can see. Make sure it stays off your hood. Now I'm going to put the hood back together and see how this all goes, but it's all putting back together now. It's raining a lot right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the top on, and then I know a couple dark places. I think we might drive down there, and then I can show you guys just what this light bar is meant to be like. I can't wait to show you. Alright guys, let's show you. No lights at all. Those are my parking lights, my low beams. And then that's my high beams. Those are my regular lights. Let's go dark again. I'm just going to leave this one on, which is my parking lights. I just want to make sure people behind me know I'm here. Now, you can tell it's raining outside. So that's my low beam. See what I mean? It's just enough to tell people, hey, I'm parked here. So it's not that bad. Even if I turn my, let's see, if I turn my lights completely off, like, it's barely enough to light up the hood. But if I turn on that hefty light, holy crap. Yeah, that'll be awesome for the bush. But yeah, it's drizzling right now. It's not the best. You can see that's raining. But yeah. Wow. So let's see what it's like. So that's my low beam, that's my low beam right there. And then that's it with the high beam. Like the whole high beam from there. Now let's put my high beams on. So those are the high beams from my headlights. That's what the beams from the light bar. That's insane. Much better. Much, much better. So at this point, just to quickly show you, if you are, like I said, with the traffic control stuff, you can pop these out just like this. And again, you can choose, like, you can actually pop these out and it'll be the same as these. These just scatter it so it's more of like a floodlight, so it floods everything around you. Whereas if you wanted to not, you just don't care, you can just pull these all out and it'll just sit nice and flat right across, and it's the same light beam all the way across. Again, some different options for you. You can do this, you can make them yellow, and then of course, depending on where you are, you might need some light bar covers. And the reason why is some places will state that you need one. Looks like this. Unfortunately, I was gonna try and have a bunch of them for you to see today, but they're not here. I'm still waiting for them. So I've only got the one sample here. And this one's actually, as you can see, it doesn't even fit proper. So I've still got to see if I'm going to design something to make this one work or what I'm going to do. And one last thing. As you're going to notice when you start driving with the light bar above the windshield, you're going to have a big droney kind of like whistle when you drive. You're going to hear it. Trust me, everyone hears it. If you want to solve that, what some people have done is they've taken weather seal and they've put it in between the cooling fins. And when you do that, apparently it cuts it down 50%. Sometimes it even cuts it down completely off. So I would suggest, if you want, throw a little bit of weather seal on the fins. And it's just like door seal, you'll see, just sits in between it. And it should still allow it to radiate the heat, plus it'll keep the whistle down or gone. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like it if it did, and subscribe for more. Thanks again.